Hello, anyone who's here. We'll be starting shortly, so let's wait just a couple of minutes for everyone to join. In the meantime, how's the weather at your place? Have you dealt with the desert? Sand if you're in Europe? Hi. Yeah, summer. I used to finish this webinar and go to a beach. So warm. Just maybe one more minute so that everyone is joined. Okay, I think hi. Yes, okay. I think let's start. Hello again, everyone. Thank you very much for joining to this Managing BC Updates at Scale. Let me quickly present myself. My name is Maxim. I'm a Business Central developer at Global Mediator, and I've been working with BC almost from the day it became BC, embracing all the changes and challenges that happened to the platform. Really enjoying all that. And by pure coincidence, I also became an administrator of the cloud tenants. And that's why I want to share my story with you. So here's our agenda for today. We're going to look at what is wrong with the standard admin center and how a custom add-on can improve all the administrative processes. So let's hop straight to BC. So this is a standard admin center, and it looks generally fine when you have just a couple of environments to manage. But I had one customer with 80 plus environments and plans to rapidly grow, and this thing became inefficient in managing all that. Why? Well, first, it can be slow when you want to navigate. You will see those spinning icon a lot, and sometimes it might not even load. Then, of course, you need an account. For every tenant, you might need a separate account, and you need to keep track of what account is for what customer, for what tenant. Then the interface itself, you cannot customize it in any way, right? So we cannot remove any columns, like this Business Central column, if it doesn't have any information for us. We cannot add the columns that we might actually need. And creating some sort of view out of this is also not possible because there is no filters or sorting. And well, the main thing is the batch operation, right? So a lot of times I need to schedule the updates for a group or a set of environments, like let's say a couple of UAT environments or only for production environments, set them to a specific date, and or just launch them all together at a specific time when there is short notice. And my first approach to handling all that was the PowerShell scripts, but it didn't quite stick because you still need to re-authenticate them. Uh, it's very hard to keep track of, keep the fresh list of the environments organized. And let's just say this is not really user-friendly, navigating all this PowerShell script. And since I'm a BC developer, I picked a familiar tool, the one that I can work with freely and expand the functionality quickly. So let's see this. So this is the main page of the add-on, list of environments. It pretty much mirrors the standard admin center with just a couple of exceptions. The main one being that we can gather all the tenants here in one place, in one list. And well, some functionality is enabled out of the box, like filters, for example. So I can place a quick filter using familiar shortcuts. There is also sorting. And what was very important for me is that we can add columns, whatever you wish, right? So I really need this description to say what this environment is for and this custom type, so I can better understand whether it's a UAT environment, it's a production, it's just some development, or a fresh sandbox, or maybe this is a backup that you don't need to touch at all. Right. Then here on this list, we can run all the operations needed. So if there is an urgent request to restart the environment, to do a copy for debugging, or maybe create a fresh sandbox, you can do it all here. And as well, we can disable some operations, like for production environments, for example, I want the deletion to be disabled because this might need to be approved. So we might want to utilize also the BC functionality of the approvals and maybe send a request instead of straight away going to this. Then there is a couple of other handy options like this creation details. This will show you who created the environment, at what time, and maybe if it was a copy of some environment. Also was very handy for me to know that I have copied the production and this environment holds the data of the production environment, right? So it has to be handled with care. Another thing is the active users. So this retrieves the session from the environment, so we can see users that are currently working there. And in case we want to run the update, I would just click this, see, okay, there is no one there. I can freely run the update, or I can see that there is a user, and I would notify this user that we are about to disrupt their work, or maybe we need to postpone the update if they're doing something important. So speaking of updates, this is the main batch operation that you would need to run. So we have a separate page here called Microsoft Updates. This has a general overview of all the updates that you have from all the tenants and all the environments. So let's say I just want to update this Meta UI tenant and only development environments for this tenant, right? So I'm going to place a quick filters. I'm going to select them. And here we have options to set an update date. So it's also very easy to launch the updates on a short notice. I can select all the environments that were requested, put here today's date, and click this button to launch the update immediately. Or we can set a date. So let's say I'm going to put it to Friday. Well, not ideal day for updates, but okay. Then there is a refresh. So we can, it will refresh in the real time, and we can view that dates have changed here, right? So it's now fifths. And there is plenty of fields for the date and time. Let's just do one more thing, is that we can also set the update window. Usually you don't set it together with the update, but in case for whatever reason you need to do the date time, it's very easy to add an extra action where we will be able to specify date and time together. So let me put 620 and maybe 15 here. So unlike in the standard admin center where you set this in increments of half an hour, you can set it more precisely here up to minutes. Okay, the minimum update window is 6 hours, so it's notifying me of that. Let me put 25. And we do a new refresh. As you can see, we see the time have changed. And why do we have so many columns? For me, it was very hard to manage environments in the other time zones, like in Asia, for example, or the United States, where I have a big difference in time. See maybe some questions, but we're going to answer this at the end. Manage environments in different time zones with a big, huge difference. So we added fields, the UTC time zone, the user time zone. So here with the time is a better view, right? So we have UTC, the environment time zone, and the user time zone, so that we can align environments if there is a specific requirements, right? So if all the environments in all the region have to start at a particular time in the UTC time zone, so you can align all that. There is also a field, the latest possible date, because as you can see, those two environments, they have a different latest possible date. So you might want to also view that and align what environments have to go first and what environments have to go last. Here as well, there's a couple more actions that I want you to show. Release notes preview. So this opens up in a new page. Just a quick way to see all the release notes for current update is currently still 23.5, as BC24 is coming in like 2 weeks. Sync updates. Here you also navigate to hotfixes in case you want to check something before the update. Little hidden here is the release planner. Let it load. So here, Microsoft keeps all the planned features. A little heavy page, where we can see what is coming to BC with the upcoming release. So there's planned feature, the coming soon, and so on. It's nice to have all the administration pages by your hand. You can go directly to the environment, or you can also view some pages. Like I usually view this extension management page. So not leaving the BC directly here. In case I need to work with PT extensions. So once Microsoft will add this to their Admin Center API, we will enable this as a feature, but for now it's not available there. So I usually go to page, let it load. You can then upload some extension, pre-deploy them go back or use other pages. I also put for myself in my custom version the database logs, the job queues, any other administrative pages that you might want to check on a regular basis. Another batch operation is add-ons. So here we have the list of all the add-ons that are currently installed across all the environments. There is an action to install. With this action, you can quickly release the add-on and install it to multiple environments in case you have. Well, I usually use it when I have a fresh sandbox and I need to test new functionality there. I will just go and install all my add-ons there quickly. Or if there is a request to initiate it in production, I can all do it from here. Then there is also a view of the updates. So here's a flow field, but that's a demo environment, so there is no updates yet. But let me show you how it's going to look with the updates. For this, we will go here, and here I also have this same page, just without the filters. It's going to show all the updates. So here we have smaller apps from Microsoft that is also treated as an add-ons, but it will be grouped together with the third-party add-ons. What we can see here, well, of course, we can then also filter this, pick whatever we want to update. We see names, publisher. So I would usually just filter to a publisher because they might have multiple apps, like a core app and then another app. So it makes sense to just filter to the publisher. And here's a requirements column that will show if any of this needs a dependent app. So sometimes when you release an update, you update core app and your main app, but the main app will depend on the core, and the core app might be needed to be updated first. So we will see this here in the requirements, and in these options, there will be an option to also update the dependent app. So we can just update the main app and the core will be updated automatically. Then for releasing this, we have two options, the run the update now and to run on the next update window. So this will just launch it, update immediately. Another one will schedule to the next available update window. And well, the time zones are also here so that you can see in what update window it falls. And yeah, then you can also create a better view for yourself through this analyze mode. So here I have it grouped by the tenant name. So this is my tenant, and then here's the publisher. Well, of course, with many add-ons, I sometimes have almost 1,000 entries here. So these views, they come in very handy when I need to group it like that. Right, and also let me just show it on the main page how it can help you organize, right? So here I have a breakdown. It's grouped by the tenant name, and it calculates the total storage used. So you might want to keep track of that. Here's one for the type. So it's grouped by the production and sandbox, and it's really easy to add a new one. Let's just do that. Let me call this in purpose. What I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this column from here, and I'm going to take this custom type, drag it here, and now I have a breakdown by the development, UAT, and production environments. Of course, you can add more layers to it, like tenant, then type, and so on. And maybe also version to have this organized view, and then export this to Excel if you need to share it with someone. Now, let me show you a couple more things. Another thing that we have is this log. So this logs all the operations that happened across the tenants. As you can see here was like deletions, copy, modifications of the settings. when someone changes the settings. Here the app was installed, and if I filter it to, let's say, update, then we can also see that some updates have failed, so we can review the error messages here. So it's very nice to have the log. And last thing that we would want to view is the setup. So when it comes to setup, this extension needs the app registration in Azure. So you have a couple of options here. You might want to have one app registration in your Azure tenant and then register it to all the customer environments, or you can also create one in the customer tenant and then just register here with the tenant ID. So this way they're stored securely, and either you or your customer in charge of the permissions and secrets. Also, like because this app is deployed on your BC, we don't have access to any data. You don't share it with any third parties. So yeah, main focus here with this setup is on the security of all that. So this is a quick overview. Let me actually sum it up a little bit. In the end, this tool is designed to be one place for administration. So you gather all your tenants, all your environments on one page, and you administer that either with one user. And then the focus is on security of this thing. Well, it's not, there is no any third parties involved, but it's also protected by the Microsoft as any other data inside the Business Central. It has a very wide range of customization options. Well, it's just a normal add-on, so you can customize it to your liking, like adding new fields, new actions, different views, pages, the jobs, reports, and yeah, I forgot to mention that all these updates, right? You can refresh the data in real time, or you can just set the job queue to refresh it for you every couple of minutes. Depending on your needs, right? And then you can also do reporting based on that. If you need to analyze, for example, how the storage used was changed and stuff like that. So I hope you liked this very short demo of the product. Feel free to try it. It's available on AppSource. Jump it, install it. We'll also send a link if you need. It has a 2 months free trial for you to experiment with that. We can help with any setup. It has also user manuals on our help desk, so we will also share this. And that was my first pet project, and I'm really happy to share it with you. Hope you'll find it useful. We are always ready for feedback. And it will be great if you can share what type of processes can be automated for you if you need. We will expand the functionality of this add-on, improve it. And well, thanks again very much for joining, and happy updates. I'll read the questions now if I can. But if we cannot answer the question, we will contact you personally with it. So let me stop sharing so that I can view the questions. Let me drag it here. Okay, can I see questions? Did I hear 80 plus environments in a single tenant? Yes, correct. It's not really limited. Well, it works fine when we have just a couple, but when we hit these 80 environments in one tenant, the standard admin center was very slow to load. It was like spinning this icon, and organizing this list was very hard. So this gave me like the first push to actually start with that, so that I can actually have a good overview of the environments, their purpose, and who created them. Does the information about who created the environment work only for environments created through the BC interface, or does it display this information for environments created by a user directly in BC admin console as well? So it displays for both, so it doesn't really matter from where the user have created, either from the BC or from the standard admin center. It finds it through the logs. So there is like a clever tricks to retrieve it from the logs, so it will pick up from whatever place it was created. Does it throw error if we select a date outside the update window? Yes, I think I actually stumbled upon this error in this demo when I picked the less than 6 hours. Oh, actually, like if the date is past, yeah, there will be an error if you pick a date that is behind the last date. Or sometimes there's also the start date that in a lot of cases it could be missed because sometimes Microsoft just released the update, but they put the beginning date that could be a couple of hours after the update became available. So we also have the field that shows the status of the update, whether it's active or postponed. Will you be able to share recording? Of course, it will be available. Is this up on AppSource? If yes, what name it has? Oh, it's called Tenant Admin Tool. So it is on source. You can download it from here, from there, and if you need, we can also send the lease. Can I create my own Azure app which will be used to execute all admin operation? Yes. So that's the main point of this thing. The security is that you're in control of the app registrations that you have, right? So they are in either your tenant or your customer tenant if they want to have it there. So a couple of questions was answered. Thank you as well for attending. Heroem Slava. Does it have any built-in permission set to separate access duties? Can this be used with Partner Sandbox license if we don't currently use BC for production? I would need to check with this Partner Sandbox license. I think yes, but we'll come back to you with an answer. Permission set, yes, we planned to work with the permissions, but we need to see how to set it up. We'll get back to you, of course, on this. What do you mean by add-on? By add-on, you mean customization products? Can we install our products to multiple customer at once? So by add-on, I mean any extensions that are deployed to an AppSource. So if it deploys to AppSource, I refer to it as an add-on. And there is also some Microsoft extensions, like test libraries, for example, that you can build the list. So if you have your offers in AppSource and you want to deploy it to your customers, you can create the list and then just batch deploy it to your customers. Yes. Can we install PT extensions at once? So in my customized version, I work with PT extensions. But right now, the Microsoft have not yet enabled this in the Admin Center API. This is on the roadmap, and it hopefully will be available in this release, BC24. And once Microsoft adds this to their API, we will also add support for PT extensions, I believe. But generally, it is possible. Yes, PT extensions to multiple tenants. It will not be a problem. But once the API is available by the Microsoft. If they will not add this, then maybe we will add the support for the automation API, because right now the work with PT extensions is only possible with automation API. Has it been tested at scale? How many customers? Any concerns if we test it with 200 BC tenants customers? Well, the biggest one that has 80 plus environments in one tenant, we have tested up to 10 tenants, I believe. I don't think there should be a problem. 200 BC tenants customers. Yeah, there shouldn't be a problem. Just give it a try. We can also connect if we want to set it up. And for this big number of customers, the job queues really comes in handy, because some updates like retrieving the database storage, the standard admin center will fail. But yeah, you can run the job queue to synchronize all that. Can we somehow remain dev extension environment after schedule Microsoft update? So the dev extensions are installed whenever there is an update. Well, there is APIs for that to publish dev extensions. So maybe customizing this add-on, it will be possible to add such a functionality where it redeploys the extension or republish them as a dev. Yeah, I think it's possible, but it's not. We don't have this in the tool, but maybe through customizations. Write me on LinkedIn, and I'll try to put you to the right way. What is the API for development? That's overall great product. Yeah, thank you very much. This is my pet project that I started to help me with administration of all that, because it was started really challenging. I'm very happy to share it with you. Stacia will come to you with the pricing. And yeah, recording will be sent to everyone and available later. Thank you for attending. If I missed any question, please resend it if you're waiting for an answer, because I don't see any. Yeah, have a good day too. Yes, thank you. Thank you for attending. Have a great day. Okay, so if you will came up with the questions, look for me in the LinkedIn or in the contacts. I'm always hoping to answer. And yeah, let's wrap it up. Thank you, everyone who have joined. Again, have a great day ahead and very happy updates.